What's good, YouTube? And welcome to us being oh so close to making Yu-Gi-Oh! Legos a reality. Yu-Gi-Oh! Has been slinging its license out pretty much everywhere this year that it can, with new toy companies, also with merch everywhere, and I've gotta say, this is the official Lego Idea website, and if it gets to 10,000 supporters on it, which it's completely free to make an account and then upvote, that's the hard part, getting people to make an account on this site, well then, it will actually be brought to the Yu-Gi-Oh! License holders, and they'll try to go back and forth on turning it into a reality. And with how that Yu-Gi-Oh! License has been around, I'm willing to bet they'll take a look at this and go, yes! So Zero Helix has sponsored this segment on the channel. I'll probably give back all my money, you know me, into it once it actually becomes a reality. I mean, I would appreciate a free kit if it does. But look at this gold sarcophagus cover base. The Blue Eyes White Dragon looks amazing, and because it has to be made with pre-existing kit parts, well, stuff like this will look a lot nicer if LEGO's able to move forward with it and make actual original parts for this set. But right now, it's stuck with pre-existing pieces, and again, completely free to support. All you gotta do is make an account and upvote this, and when it gets to 10,000, I'm betting it will go through the works. That being said, let's get to the cards, John. Stardust Dragon is one of the Starlights that got bought out on Black Friday, although there's only like one recent listing after that, and it's pretty much cheaper. We see a ton of them are towards 800, and I wanted to talk about the disparity in the Starlight market that I have been kind of looking at for a while and talking about, where the top end of Starlights have separated themselves so much and tried to solidify and value up there, but they still go up and down. They of course are going to have their waves in the market, whereas the lower end, it starts to really dip towards 300 and go down faster and faster. Like, look at this. I remember the Dinomorphia buyouts. I remember, you know, the Cake Lady going up and getting bought out, and some OCG duelists also getting theirs. I would see it on OCG Twitter here or there, but the real finger pointing is at Rising Rampage. Remember, people tried to buy out Storm Dragon's Return and they bought it out to like 120 and kept it above 100 for the longest, and then all the junk Starlights would try to stay there. Now, it really comes down to what the single is when it's a Starlight that is coveted versus these ones that have completely fallen out, like the failed quote-unquote hand traps that haven't really proven themselves in any metagame, or when we're looking at the top end, you have the meta mainstays, ones that have a history in the game, boss monsters like Stardust Dragon, Access Code Talker, hand traps like DD Crow, and then the Charmers have their own special set of things where they float in and out of metas and they're collectible together, right? So when we're looking at Starlights, I think it's safe to say that it really matters more on what the single itself is and how it will present itself in stability in the future of the market. While I'm not a financial advisor, I don't know the future of card prices. This is the trend that is very much so developing, and I think should have been more obvious from a mile away, where the bottom of the Starlight market continues to go down and out, unless some super deep interested pockets try to recreate and really push everything back upwards, which I don't think will happen with the amount of different Starlights there are. Then it's going to continue this way where things come down for certain Starlights and others just go up. But some people will be completionists, right? They'll want every single Starlight and to be crazy and be picking things up like that. Good luck if you're a completionist. That's not the kind of collecting I would personally do, but it does way more come down to, more so than ever, the specific singles and what they are and their collectible lines. Like, Ghost Girls could get further updates, right? And then people could reach back and grab for the past, but others have been proving themselves within metagames, are showing up like Ghost Mourner, which catapults it even further, on top of being that collectible aspect for a modern kind of collectible and grouped in with others. So take that into consideration too. Temple of the Kings. I just don't like this buyout. I don't know what's happening here. It's been slowly rising for the ultra rare over the last 3 months, and I don't know. I'm just getting flashbacks to weird FTKs and things that shouldn't happen. But check this out. Market price for at this point now, it's pushing 5, and it just continues to go up and up for the Ultra. But the other versions of this card also are low on quantity and starting to go up in price too. If you know why this is, let me know in the comment section down below. This could be, I don't know, Labyrinth, Trap Deck, some kind of mix. I don't know where it's originating, and I don't like it. We have Muckraker from the Underworld getting a buyout for its mixture into Darkworld text, and you can see it spiking up here. It's at $5 forever. A lot of people were saying this was too low at 8 and then 5, and they've been really pushing it. But when you read it, yeah, it mixes in with Darkworld's okay, and people go, oh, Darkworld structure, I have one of those, and they end up going right for it. So it does read that you can target one fiend monster in your graveyard except for Muckraker from the Underworld, discard one card, and if you do, special summon that monster. So discarding something they like, reviving, getting more materials on field, going crazy, everything good stuff within Darkworlds for the most part, and people are grabbing it up to play alongside it. Danger Chupacabra out of stock for the secret rare. The Ultra is going up in price, and then the common from a structure deck, we have it in another structure, but it wasn't in this one. It has gone back and been bought out because it's one of the hardest pieces now to have for the Danger Engine, even though it was in a structure itself. So just wild what people are going for to complete things or go after. I feel like Chup also being a fiend does fit into Darkworlds even better though, right? So people definitely eating that one up. And speaking of Darkworlds, we saw Akshik Magician end up getting a bit of a buyout on the secret rare version. This is starting to really start to trend up, but it's the amount of sales that is eyebrow raising. Look at this. All of these 12/5, 12/4 front page, and it only has one version, one printing out of dual power, which is a long time ago. This is a very good generic link, but it is also pretty darn specific. I found it weird how it was a combo piece that got hyped once upon a time and just fell off, but yeah, I could have sworn this would have like a gold letter rare. No, only out of dual power when we search it in TCG Player. Camion Wizard, speaking of cards that only have one printing, is spiking up really hard. Apparently Jesse Cotton featured it recently or something according to my Discord, and Crystal Beast or something. It hits a lot of check marks. It's a spellcaster, so it helps out Selene. It's a dark for Darkworld. I don't know specifically why this is going up, maybe in correlation to Darkworld, but it was cooling down over time, and here it's just skyrocketing, going crazy. I feel bad for whoever bought this at $50 freaking dollars, but there's only these three right now, and somebody's really trying to press this buyout, or people are desperate, and apparently there's pass format play for it with Instant Fusion. I don't know any popularized pass format. Somebody said it was an Infernity in hat, but yeah, it's a storied card within the game, only has one printing, and it was missed for a reprint when they started going for all the vanilla fusions. Traptrix has its structure coming, of course, speaking of all the Darkworld buyouts, and here we start to see hollowed out pieces start to shoot up in price. $4 for the highest rarity Dionea, which is gold, and then you have Super Murmillo way up there. I wouldn't want to play gold rares unless it's, you know, I have to, where you could have the matching gold rare Murmillo also coming up here in price for under $3 versus that $12 the Super's at. Secret Password is towards $3. This is for Live Twins. Live Twins got a decent amount of reprints, and looking through here, it doesn't have a reprint, so people just want access to it. And Genesis Impact, a lot of those cards have dried up over time, so if you have this, you might have a little more money than you thought. And where it'll go, we've seen crazy prices for supers from side sets in the past, but it does look like some sellers have a ton of these. 6.9 nice, and 61 230 at quote-unquote light play, so there are a ton lined up here at the price. I don't think it'll go too crazy anytime soon, but do consider either A, selling yours if you think a reprint is on the horizon, or B, well, you might pick it up sooner than later if you are on the deck, but they'll have to reprint those Live Twin Altar Arts at some point, and this might get a reprint around there, or it won't, and that's something to consider. There's always speculation in those splits, right? Psybeast got bought out ridiculously. People were pointing at it again, and cheering if they already have theirs, crying if they don't. It becomes a level 7 because it copies whatever you remove from play from your deck, so it also tutor banishes out of your deck. It's not as if it banishes face down after revealing, it just banishes it, so it can also get you advantage in certain situations. But normal summon becomes level 7 psychic, and it's pretty good, but is it $20 good for the common? You let me know for rank 7 deck. People really seem to be on it though. Thunder King, we've mentioned, had buyouts multiple times already. Here's just another version. Now people are even going for the gold rares where they're spiking up and going crazy because people just want any copy and they're going for it over the common. And I only know these prices because somebody made a copy pasta trying to say market man bad, Robbie Cole manipulating the market as because of personal profit, you know, one of those conspiracy theories, but Miracle Contact is a highest rarity hero card that was on my penny stonk radar way back in the day for being undervalued. It now has other versions that are easy access and cheap, but its original secret rare, it has nice art and it does a good thing. It makes sense that it's up here in price. But yeah, I only know this because of a copy pause, and that's actually down versus some recent sales in past history, which it doesn't move a lot. I did not know Divine Neos was a $200 first edition secret though, and that's crazy to me. Look at the gap between Unlimited and the first. And it actually sells for around 200. I had zero clue. I wouldn't be like actively pushing this at max rarity hero collectors. I feel for you, but it does jump up towards 300 here on the front page, and there's not many of them. It just blows my mind how certain collectibles reach certain heights when it's from like an original pack, first edition, versus like how some first ed Dark Crisis cards, like DD Warrior Lady, always stays around $20 or lower when it's one of the huge names out of Dark Crisis, but it's a super rare. Then you get secrets like this that, yeah, it's neat, yeah, anime card, yeah, hero, and you just see it go crazy over time versus how people used to not treat it. But a 10x for that first edition stamp is pretty darn wild. Thanks for watching today's Market Watch. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed the conversation. And even though it's sponsored, I really do want to see this become a thing, and I do want to own it, and I can't wait to see it hit that 10,000, but there is that timer. Counts completely free to make. Please go sign up and make this Lego a reality, or at least have Lego put it in front of the right holders for Yu-Gi-Oh!